Hey y'all, Kelly K Consulting. I'm sitting here behind this mound of books on a Monday, and you'll say I'm a little more casual because I didn't have to get fixed today. And I thought we would talk about, Kelly, what's with the mound of books? Why are you bothering to show us this? I've mentioned in the past that I'm working with a friend to just build a little mini library for our church. And this is not a proselytizing post, but I wanted to talk about this from a project management perspective. So we thought we're a small church. We'll start small. My husband built a couple bookcases from scrap. They turned out beautifully because he does pretty work. And we figure we'll slowly, get donations. I started an inventory sheet in Excel. Keep it simple. Then we had a person who used to be a member of the church, who's very affluent, sent a message and said, hey, I'm donating a bunch of books. It's going to fill at least those 2 bookshelves. How exciting is that? So another friend of mine had met up with her and arrived at my house about 4 weeks ago with 5 at least gigantic boxes of books. And think about this from getting a piece of work or getting some work at work. What's next? Now, in thinking about time frame, I had to think about what kind of time do I have because I'm inventorying the books. We're also categorizing them. We put together some categories, created a taxonomy, if you will. And those books then have to be shelved and made available. What I chose to do was, even though I don't like clutter, I wanted all the books in the spreadsheet, loaded up on the bookshelves, pronto. I also had to take a realistic look at what my other priorities are. And I've got some big things going on right now, and then some things that I don't want to tackle, but I have to. So where do these fit in? What I decided to do was a little bit at a time, because the timeline is not set. In other words, it needs to be done, but there's nothing that says they have to be done right this minute. So I took it and I said, okay, let's do so much at a time. So I have a couple of bags. This is one of them. They have a nice sturdy square base. And I'm filling up about 2 of these bags a week. Then I take them to the facilities, get them on the bookshelves. My friend and I get them shelved, and so on. That is a realistic way for me to accomplish this goal. So someone asked me the other day, how much do you have left? And I said, oh, there's still 2 big boxes out in the garage. But I have chosen, hear my words, I have chosen not to let it overwhelm me. My plan, my goal is to get them all done by the end of July. So what I did is I did a little bit of looking out at what do I have currently going on? What do I know needs to be done? And then where does this, even though I don't like clutter, fit in the land of priorities? And these, even though it's an easy do, if you will, it's enjoyable because I'm looking going, ooh, I want to read that one. Ooh, I want to look at that one. It's also not the best and highest use of my time to work on this every day. I have client work. I have some additional work that I'm seeking, and so on. So if you get something on your plate, it may feel like a behemoth. The books feel like a big stack. Walking out to the garage, and you just think, oh, wow, more boxes. But it's a blessing to have gotten this tremendous donation. It's manageable if I break it down. And I also have to remind myself when I want to go and inventory some books, is this the best and highest use of my time? So I'm going to take about 30 minutes or so and kill a little bit of this stack and then go back to my deep brain work where I've got to do some practicing for a couple of presentations this week. So that's your Monday moves today. Think about what's on your plate. Things are going to show up on your plate that may not be bad things. What a phenomenal thing this donation is. I still have to manage it. I still have to think about the best way to get the job done. And that takes being mindful of where do I want to put this into the list of priorities? Especially because this is something that's kind of fun for me. I hope that is useful to you on, I'm going to call it my Casual Monday, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Drop me a note. Let me know how you like to manage things that happen that you weren't quite expecting, because even when they're good, we still have to do some work sometimes, don't we? I'll see you.